Hello and welcome to April's SMF Soap Challenge. I'm Lion Princess, and this month we're going to be doing a hanger swirl specific to a technique done on the blog Petra's Siphon Kunst. Petra has several YouTube videos with this technique. I'm not sure if she came up with it or learned somewhere else how to do this, but I have to give her credit for showing us all how to do this, and I'm going to do my best to show you guys how to do this as well. It's similar to a butterfly swirl, as you can see in these soaps, but it is actually slightly different than a standard butterfly. Standard butterflies use a tall and skinny mold for the most part, at least they do in most of the YouTube videos I see. She uses a tall mold, it appears, but her mold is a standard width, and I find that the regular loaf molds work great for this. I haven't tried it in the Crafter's Choice mold, which is a little bit shorter than the Brambleberry mold, but I'm thinking it would probably work in this. I can't say for sure, but just keep that in mind. So that brings me to the materials we need. You're going to need a standard loaf mold, something to tilt your mold on, and a hanger swirl tool. This is about 1 inch tall. I find it's almost too tall, but I have used it. This works really well. It's a 1/2 inch tall. Pencils, they're going to be too short for this technique. The specific rules. You're going to need to pour a solid base color into the bottom. You're going to need to have at least 2 more colors for striping along the wall. You have to pour your base on top and use the hanger in the fashion I show you, and you can decorate the tops any way you want. I'm going to go over this with you and some helpful hints before I actually make the soap to make sure everybody understands how to do this. So, you're going to tilt your mold towards you, just like this. And I'm going to use the tray because it'll show you guys better here, better viewpoint. So, this is tilted towards you, the soaper. You're going to pour a base color. Oh, let me back it up real quick. The base and the 2 stripes. One of those can be uncolored. That will count as a color, just your regular batter color, but it needs to be 3 separate colors, even if one is uncolored. Okay, back to this. You're going to pour your base in, and once it reaches this back corner, you stop. You don't want to go higher than the back corner wall here, but if it doesn't quite reach it and it's a little shy of it, that's fine. Then what you're going to be doing is, in essence, a wall pour. With at least 2 colors alternating, using as many as you wish beyond that, you're going to pour colors down the wall closest to you, closest to the table, back and forth in a wall pour. What this is going to do is this is going to shove these stripes all the way to the back wall, and once they reach this back wall, you stop and you stand your mold upright. Then you carefully take your base color and, not breaking through the layers, use a spatula or something like that. You're going to pour the base on top of it. Then with the hanger, what you're going to do is you're going to go straight down the wall closest to you. You're going to go forward, up in a circular pattern, come back to you, and walk it to the opposite wall. She does it 3 times. I've done it 4 times. On your last pass, hit that back corner, come up halfway, and come to you horizontally, pulling straight up and out. I'm going to try to show you guys this. So you go straight down to that corner, swoop it forward. I'm about here right now. I'm going to come up, not breaking through the top layer. I'm going to come back, but I'm not going to come all the way back to me. And that's what I mean by walking it forward. I'm going to go down again, forward, up, don't break through. Now I'm right about here. Down, forward, up, not breaking through. Then on this last pass, you're going to swoop it down to that back corner, come up halfway, pull horizontally across, and pull it out, and decorate the tops any way you want. I have a couple hints here, some things that I've learned. I'm sorry, my dog has been going crazy today, so if you hear him barking, I apologize. Okay, so with this, trace. Emulsion seems to be a little bit too thin for this. You can break through your layers very easily while wall pouring, so you have to have a delicate hand. And hangers don't pull through emulsion or really light trace very well. If your fragrance accelerates too much and gets that cake batter consistency, what happens with your wall pours is, as you're pouring along the wall, your colors will actually just stack on themselves and come stack up the wall. They won't push to the opposite wall. So way too thin and way too thick doesn't work. But I've had thin trace that turned medium to thicker, and it still worked out pretty well. Your hanger, I've been going all the way to the bottom with the hanger, like the black and white challenge. And you can see it drags the wispies down really well. And actually, the mold was tilted like this. And then here you can see how I pulled it around in the circles, up and across. This one, I didn't do that with. Here we go. I didn't break through my colors. And so not going down to the bottom meant I didn't pull the wispies down and it just left a straight line here. I think Petra doesn't necessarily go all the way to the bottom, but because she's got that taller mold, I don't think she needs to. But with the shorter molds, I think it really does help to hit the bottom of the mold. Another thing, your hanger, you might want to mark the halfway mark, maybe a slight smidgen bit less than halfway, and mark this with a marker so that you know where to pull straight across and up. Striping. Okay, this from far away looks like a purple line. Up close, it's 5 layers of blue and purple. It's kind of neat up close, but it doesn't have a lot of the color definition that I was hoping it would have. And what happened was, when I was pouring, I went purple, blue, very fast. With this, I actually went back and forth with the black 2 to 3 times, pouring much slower. And the black lines and the white lines got very fat in here, but as they push across, they will compress down some, and I thought it gave it a little more of a definition throughout these colorings. The last thing I want to mention, I've been doing 4 passes like this. I noticed she does 3, and the problem I've seen with 4, even though it worked here, is right here. This was 4 times, but my first and second hit the same spot. And so it just made kind of a blobby mess there. We need to do a minimum of 3. You can do as many as you want, and if you have a really good eye, I bet you could get a bunch in there and have nice little wispies all throughout. On the idea of the hanger and marking it halfway, you can see I came up too high on this as well and didn't cut through the colors through the middle like I had hoped. So I think that's about it, and the next time I see you, we're going to make this hanger swirl.